Through the qualifying heats today, out of the 18 that we've had already, a good number completed, with the last race of the morning phase about to head out into the circuit, which we'll see OK Group qualifying heat B versus E. That'll be gracing its presence onto the track under the beautiful sunshine that we have here at the moment in Sweden. 19 degrees is the air temperature. A drastically different day than what we've had over the last well, yesterday, effectively. It was very cloudy yesterday. It was unknowns with what it was going to be like. And today, much nicer conditions as the karts get started up, albeit one of them being very slow off the get-go there. Let's take you through, though, the full starting lineup for this last race in the morning phase. Christian Kostoja back out in circuit, second in the intermediate classifications and second in the championship. Starts this on pole position. Lev Krutulov running alongside Oliver Kinmark and Indra Peschel on row 2. And have Louis Cochet and Oscar Gallin on row 3. Luke Kornder and Boris Leisen go from row 4. They'll have Chiara Batig and Lewis Francis, who has got a brand new set of tyres on the left-hand side. Matthew Higgins and Emilio Koivisto go from row number 6. They'll have Joel Pokela and Elik Kaczynski, who's also got a brand new set of tyres on the left-hand side. Sebastian Pavan, Tess van der Kerkhoff, Joe Turney, and David Trefilov round out the first half of the grid, with Trefilov also choosing a brand new set of tyres on the left-hand side.
Row number 10, we're going to have Yedrake de Troja and Zijun Zhao. Row number 11, Aston Sharp and Angus Lopez. And we have Sidanos Koloros and Radek Vavra on row number 12, all with a new set of tires on the left side once again. Row number 13, Oliver Rasmussen and Jason Bradic. Row number 14, Sebastian Hedin and Marcus Kunas. Row number 15, Vanessa Sikunate and Enrikas Klepikas. Then at the back end of the grid, Mathis Ometre, Alexander Dahlström, Christian Moziman and Austin Gale. All of those drivers, but one, Sebastian Hedin, choosing to go for new slick tires on the left side. So everybody going for left. There's a good reason to that. With most of the hairpins going right, you need a lot of grip on the left side of your kart. With Martin Bean, our race director, looking over the action. And one of the good advantage, talking to Martin Bean earlier this weekend, is that here, from the gantry he finds himself on, you can see pretty much the entire track. So for a race director, that's quite a good advantage. Not all kartodromos in Europe or in the world can provide that kind of advantage. With 19 degrees in the air, dry track still. That should stay the same, hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
As yesterday was dry for most of the afternoon, a little bit of wet conditions. We're going to go for the first time of asking. Yes, we are. Green light on the way to turn number 1. Good start to get away from Christian Kostoja from pole position. In front of Kuterhoff, Kinmark into the right and left on the chicane. And we do have everybody on board up until the breaking point of turn number 4. Good getaway for everybody here. Watch out not to get tangled just a little bit. As the 307 from Energy Corsair left Kuterhoff dropping places all the way down to P4, I'm afraid. As one of the two victory lanes in the Koski, Oliver Kinmark, as well as Louis Cochet by Lukovic, just made their way past.
Kinmark going wide, though, out of turn number 9. Might put him on the back foot here with Cochet and Krutulov just behind. And already look at Kostoja's lead. He did this earlier on. He's doing it again right now, and he's able to break away. Here's the drivers further behind, though. Joel Pokela is having a pretty decent one, but then everyone else is just trying to close in. Is that Sebastian Pavan who's made a brilliant start in this one? No, it's Indra Peschel who's there in P6. Chiara Batig for company just behind. Great news from the Chiara Batig camp. Of course, her being newly announced as one of the latest junior drivers for the Red Bull team, and certainly looking forward to seeing what she can achieve over the course of this weekend. It has been a tough start to her weekend, but she does know how to pedal over the course of this season, and that's why she has been spotted by the Red Bull backing. But we'll keep a close eye on the progression here, as the fighting still will rage on for the next few laps, as we're only on the second lap of the race. Very slow getaway for Oscar Gallin out of that second sector. I think he might have lost 1 or 2 places on that one, but he's still in a good position. Eyes on the front then. Kostoja crosses the line already, has got a 1.5 second lead from Kinmark, Krutulov, Cochet and Peschel, which is the battle we're watching on our screen here. Batig is just behind, but again, not able to get the move done just yet. Luke Kornder is still there. There is a look at your qualifying heats at the moment. Now, Kostoja does take the lead of that one, of course, but remember, it is Ramikas who effectively leads the intermediate classification. He has got 3 wins out of 3, and yes, he's just not had his fourth race yet. These guys are on their fourth race right now, which is why that has changed. Higgins, Peschel, Turney also moving up in this order as they're 9th and 12th respectively, already on a good gain and a good push throughout the field. We'll keep a close eye on that one. Here on your screen, though, still watching the Krutulov-Cochet, Peschel, Batigue and corner battle as it all rages on. Louis Cochet down the inside, runs wide, makes slight contact there with Lev Krutulov, who retakes the position.
And there's a kind of contact you don't want at full speed, reaching 125 km an hour into turn number 1 at some point, but watch out from any of those wheel banging into turn number 4. Battle is raging, as you can see. Krutulov in front of Cochet, Peschel batting Louis Francis. Let's take a look back on the move. And you see Krutulov switching the line with Cochet on the left. A slight touch that was enough maybe to send the French into a spin. Was able to keep control of his Czech Republic machine. But that was a close call, not too much on the grass. Was able to keep going, but he lost another place by the look of it. Now that's one of his teammates from Victory Lane, Cara Batigue, further back battling with Gigi Spriesel. And there's Francis on the back. As one of the Tonys in the middle of the pack, one of the Monster K's finding his way through. This is a little bit further back that we see this battle happening.
Oscar Gallon is having a horrid race here. He's down 19 places and into 25th as that's an outrageous move down the inside at turn number 1. Surely not, it is. Absolutely fantastic from Zhao Zijun through turn number 1. We said it yesterday, Guillaume, about how not brave we are to go for a move into every single corner. Zhao Zijun proving it can be done through turn number 1 on a full flying lap here. Absolutely tremendous. Luke Corner, though, is under immense pressure from the drivers behind. He has got Sebastiano Pavan, Boris Lyson, Joe Turney, Zhao Zijun and Van der Kerkhoff all there. Down the inside, this is Jindra Peschel on the attack. He's now got past Louis Cochet and steps up into 5th place. 3 wide in towards turn 1. Another outlandish look down the inside.
Wow.
My goodness me, they're coming in thick and fast now.
Boris Lyson it was.
That is Boris Lyson showcasing that you can maybe do it. I can also do it.
Yeah, and there wasn't a lot of space for Boris Lyson to make the move stick, as there's much more here. For the 244 run inside, Louis Francis on Krutulov. This is a battle for P3. There's Francis, the Australian, up into the top 3 of that race. Krutulov showcasing some good pace at the wheel of that energy machine. Gonna have to resist from the return of Gigi Spriesel before the back. Ricochet down in 6. Cara Batigue, Higgins, and we have Luc Konder and Joel Bohola running at the top 10. The former driver from Cotana Sports, driving these days from the Charles Leclerc Birala factory. As you can see now, the tires that the drivers have chose to put on. Some of them new, most of them used, but Lewis Francis with is one of the contenders in the upper part of the grid that decided to go for a brand new left side on his card, and he seems to be paying off. 7 places gained, to say the least, and he still has a couple of tenths left on Oliver Kinmark, so the battle for second will be interesting. Lewis Francis deciding that it was about time in his penultimate qualifying heat. Keep in mind that in OK and in Junior, the B and E group are in the penultimate race. The last one will come much later this afternoon. The E will be in the middle of the schedule, and the Bs will actually run things up towards the end of the day. So for some of them drivers, especially the protagonists fighting at the forefront, it's now that you have to secure the result you need before that big break and letting the others do the show.
Yes, indeed. Eyes on this race nearly coming to a conclusion here, as we're looking at Matthew Higgins now still on a charge through the field. Qualifying didn't fully go his way. Been starting these races in 11th place, but he's certainly been pushing forward. Down the inside, another driver pushing forward. Lewis Francis, that brand new set of tyres on the left-hand side is being utilised nicely here as he gets past Oliver Kinmark, who's still on his original set. But is holding on to 3rd place as drama in the background. Stylianos Kolovos walking away with Aston Sharp. The 2 drivers are out, and there might be a bit of an arm problem there for Stylianos Kolovos. They have tangled together at turn number 7. It is a hot spot for overtaking, and unfortunately a hot spot for colliding as well. Battle for second place, though, on your screen. Here it is. Francis, Kinmark, and Krutelov, second, third, and fourth. They have got the Peschel, Higgins, Cochet battle just behind as well. It's all closing in as Aaron Garcia sets the fastest lap of the race.
And there's another driver on the sideline. You can see him now, the 326 we've lost in this race as well. Let's try to see who that is in a moment. The 326 now more into this qualifying heat, unfortunately. Or was it Erikas Klepikas maybe that they've seen there onto the track?
I think it might have been the 320 at this moment, but Austin Gale, I think, who was the latest driver out of this race. Yeah, he's gone backwards. So yeah, the 320 no longer in this race, which is a big shame for him. Well, there we go. We were speaking about how Zhao Zijun was very quick with his overtake through turn one. Apparently he's now leading the race, but he isn't at the moment. He's still holding on to position, and timekeeping working on that one in the meantime. Eyes on this. Still, we see these brilliant battles here up front. Now, this is still the other Energy Course. Lev Krutelov, his Energy Course teammate. Higgins, just behind, is now directly behind as he's got the move done now on Peschel. Sends it through. Cochet not able to get it done there, beautiful. But he does find an amazing little gap there to get it through. And now he's going to have the likes of the CL Racing driver of Your Popular get the move done as well. Yep, Peschel. Oh dear, he's losing them left, right, and centre now after that one, because now that's Boris Lysen looking to the inside once again. Gets it done before the apex. Beautifully done. That
was so close, but yeah, sticking his nose on the inside just before the chicane. And another place in the pocket for Jeju Spizel in front of Johanna Pahola. Pahola in front of Basil now. Boris Lysen as well making his way past. So Jeju Spizel, unfortunately, all the way down to 9. As he had a chance at a top 5 result potentially. As we're here with the 307 of Energy, Kurylev, Kutoholov and Oliver Kinmark. The battle is still raging for that P3 finish. Well behind Costoya, and there's Francis, 7/10 of a second. Francis trying to pull away and create a bit of a gap to see the checkered flag in that second place he's been working towards. Costoya in the meantime, well, taking the fastest lap in the race. As you can see, Kolovos, unfortunately, Stylianos Kolovos from Car Republic joining the list of drivers retiring from this race. Another one, unfortunately, is going to have to come back stronger. As Costoya confirmation, that fastest lap again. We've seen earlier him pulling a 2 seconds gap to pick up one of his wins this morning. And again, he's showing the incredible pace, 2.4 seconds this time around. Hopefully he's got some tire left for the last race that will be taking place later on for the Spaniard. Those tires he's gonna be able to use them hopefully for the superheat tomorrow morning. That 1.5 set to keep intact before the final when it's gonna switch to news. But as for now, we go into the last lap, ladies and gents. Costoya, 2.5 seconds almost. There's Francis, Kutoholov and Oliver Kinmark. Maybe one last move before the lunch break.
Well, let's see, as there is Costoya at the front, and no drama for him. I know you were talking about tyres and how they would be. I mean, he's not had to fight anyone at the sharp end here. He's not had to do defensive lines. He could stick on the racing line. He could take it a bit calmer and control the temperature in those tyres, control the pace. And I think, you know, he's done a brilliant job on this one. And, of course, he hasn't utilised any fresher tyres. His tyre management so far this weekend, I'm sure, has been on point. Into the final corner, Christian Costoya will take the lead of the intermediate classification. But remember, Ramakas is on 3 wins out of 3. If he wins his 4th, he retakes the lead. But at the moment, Costoya is in control as he fights for the championship this weekend. Francis gets his best result, 2nd place across the line out of Lev Krutelov, Oliver Kinmark from Matthew Higgins, Louis Cochet from Your Popular, and Boris Lysen, Joe Turney, and Sebastian Pavan round out the top 10. There is your intermediate classification points on the right-hand side of your screen. Obviously, Costoya in control of that one, 188 from Kinmark's 170, Krutelov's 157. From the 150 from Ramakas, and Louis Cochet with 149. There's the top 10. Higgins now up to 6th from Joe Turney, Daniel Kelleher-Peschel, and Francis, who round out the top 10 in those intermediate classifications. Well, that is the racing done for the morning. We'll see the highlights from this race. Here's your full results. The top 10 we've gone over. Peschel finishing in 11th place from Luke Corner. Chiara Batig In 13th from Zhao Zijun, Aaron Garcia from Mateusz Rana-Kirkov, Emilio Koivisto, and Sebastian Haydn, who rounds out the top 18.
That means P19, we have Oliver Rasmussen, Markus Kunas, Radek Vavra, followed by Juraj Trocha, David Trepilov, Jason Bralic, Vanessa Kunete, Alexander Dutrum, Oscar Galan, and Enrikas Klepikas. Drivers missing out with Christian Mosiman, Matthias Ometre, Austin Gale, Ashton Sharp, as well as Stylianos Koloros and Elliot Kaczynski.